Hello there and good afternoon. Welcome to the Heat Army podcast coverage of Gateshead Vs Southport. It's the second last home game of the season. There's only 3 games remain altogether, including this one, and it's going to go right down to the wire. My name's David Gaddis, and I'll be bringing you the full match commentary here along with my co-commentator Mark Carruthers. We'll be speaking to Mark just in a second and say it is a fully interactive commentary. We'd love to know where you're listening from in the world. Send us a message and say thank you to the people that have tuned in already for the build-up. The Gates team have already just went down the tunnel and they are getting their final instructions and getting ready for coming out onto the pitch for the match. And I'll quickly go through the Gated team before we go any further. Philip Marshall in goal, Robbie Tinker, Carl Magny, Lewis Story and Taylor Charters make up the defence. In midfield is Owen Bailey, Greg Ollie, Dan Ward, and then up front is Adam Campbell, Macaulay Langstaff and Kevin Scott. On the bench, Jack Hunter, Mike Williamson, player manager, Paul Blackett makes a return to the squad, and Matty Jacob and Connor Malley. And we'll go through the Southport team very, very soon. But yes, it is all in play for. The stand is filling up very nicely here, the Tiny Weir stand. The East stand is filling up with away supporters that have made their way over from Merseyside. And in the South stand, there is a lot of free tickets being given out to school children, which is great to see. And hopefully they'll get hooked and enjoy this afternoon's game. And Mark, a fantastic afternoon's football is ahead of us, all to play for and very much exciting.
Well, this is the business end of the season, isn't it, David? It's this is where everything's decided. This last 7 days of the season, everything that Gateshead have been working towards since that COVID break, everything they've been working towards over the season, all this improvements, all the attacking players they've got in, all the hard work defensive, the recruitment, everything comes down to the last 7 days of the season. It's a massive 7 days. And we should say as well, it's a big 3 games in terms of the opposition, because all 3 opposition
have something to play for, yeah. And say, well, unless anyone's been living under a rock, Gateshead are 2 points clear at the top of the National League North table. In second place is Brackley. They're the only team that can catch Gateshead. They are I think it Gateshead on 87. They are on 85 points, and they play our neighbours Blythe Spartans today. So we were hoping for a helping hand from our rivals. Who knows? But as long as Gateshead go out there and win their games, they will be champions, and it's in their own hands. But today's opposition is Southport. A team that Gateshead have played many, many times over the years in many leagues. And their manager, Liam Watson, he's back in the role again for a 4th time if you include the caretaker stint. He's been back at the club since 2018. He likes a big physical squad. And just looking at their team who are leaving the pitch now, they've got some big units in that side, haven't they, Mark?
Liam's battle hardened at this level, isn't he? You look at him and you think of all the things that he's done throughout his time, not just at Southport, elsewhere as well. He knows the level. He knows what it takes to win games at this level. That's why Southport are still in with a chance of the playoffs. That's why they are one of the most difficult sides to play in this division. So it is going to be a tough test, just as Chorley will be on Monday and just as Hereford will be here in 7 days' time.
Yeah, and let's see, we'll go through 1 or 2 of the stats. Let's see, Southport, I don't think they've won in their last 10, have they? So they're not in the greatest form, but still, to be fair, they're up at that end of the table for a reason. And we'll go through their team now. It's Cameron Mason in goal, Doug Farm in defence with Chris Doyle and Adam Anson, Charlie Oliver, Jack Doyle, Tyler Walton, Jack Bainbridge, Charlie Munro, Michael Carberry and Jordan Archer make up the starting lineup. On the bench is Tony McMillan, Connor Woods, George Newell, Josh how am I going to go over this one? Is it Hamami? Yeah, Hamami, that goes. Yeah, I pronounced it right. Apologies if his family's listening. I'm terrible with names. And Niall Watson. I don't know if he's any relation to the manager, but that makes up the substitutes for Southport today. And so we will be bringing you scores from around the league as they go in, and particularly obviously the poster one down at Brackley, and we'll go throughout the game. So please do send me messages. We've got one already. We can bring them up on the screen. And Liv Walden, she's put one there. Good afternoon. So you can do as Liv has done and send us a message. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll talk to you throughout the commentary and interact with us. It's a fully interactive show, and say thank you for joining us so far. I see the stand is still filling up, Mark. I didn't expect anything less. I mean, looking across to our left there, it's looking packed. Same to the right, and corporate is sold out. So we know immediately on our right-hand side here from the commentary position, corporate is absolutely rammed today, sold out. I think the Hereford game is as well.
It is. You know, you look over in that in the South Stand.
Yeah, South Stand. Yeah.
Frank, must be Darren for a moment. Yeah, you look at the school kids in there from the local area, and you know, you look at, it pains, and I always say this, it pains to go back 3 years to what went on at the International Stadium and what we witnessed here, but the bonds between the local community and the football club are being healed, and you know, the wounds are being healed, and there is a bond there going forward. Little things like this have done the club no harm whatsoever, getting youngsters in, getting them involved. You know, look at the clothesline now, that from what I've been told, the average age of the clothesline seems to have gone down a little bit, which is great to see. And you know, let's hope to see a win today, because I honestly feel a win today will force the title race into the last game of the season, I think. But also put Gateshead right up with an upper hand.
Definitely. And Gateshead are on the road on Monday to Chorley in Lancashire. We will be covering that game for your full match commentary in the same place. So if you'd like to join us for that, if you can't travel down, I know there is a strong contingent, and I'm sure if there's a win here today at Gateshead International Stadium, that a few more people might just be tempted to make that trip down to Lancashire, down the M6, and as I say, it's not a bad little ground. I've been to Chorley before, Mark.
Been several times. Lovely ground. It's
a classic non-league ground, isn't it? It's got that. It's got the ambience. It's got the cattle shed at each end. One side's more of an old terrace that's covered in grass that isn't used, but then there's an old stand which harks back to the 40s, maybe even further back. Say with wooden benches in that stand. It's a lovely thing to see. So if you are going to go down, you are in for a treat. It's a lovely little ground, and hopefully Gateshead can come away with 3 points there as well. But this afternoon is where it's all at, and if you're just joining us, it's Gateshead versus Southport here, National League North action. And we'll see. We'll be bringing you the teams again very shortly and coming on. So please do send your messages. You can do it while you're watching on Twitter or on Facebook. Just comment on the chat and we'll talk to you. And just while we're on, if you'd like to join us on Thursday night for the Heed Army podcast live, we had BBC Radio Newcastle's Matthew Raisbeck, who used to be the commentator covering Gateshead here for BBC Radio Newcastle. He's now the main commentator for Newcastle United for BBC Radio Newcastle. And we went down memory lane with him and also talking about games this season. So we were hoping to get some guests on this coming week. If you look on social media, we will be advertising. But that will be 9 p.m. Thursday, live, fully interactive. It's like a TV show, except we're not that good looking. Well, I'm not. Mark's often been on. You're the eye candy for the ladies, Mark.
You know, it doesn't matter how many times I hear that, I never get bored of hearing it.
Well, there we go. We're nothing but modest, if anything. But yeah, please do join us. That'd be lovely. And also follow social media. And while we're on about social media, do follow the club's social media as well. Say it's going to be a pivotal time. And the media manager here at Gateshead, Jack McGragan, puts out some fantastic content, stuff that you might not even see at the top level. Great documentaries and interviews. So get on everything Gateshead FC, the official, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you get it. Get following and liking.
Tell you what, the soundtrack today is absolutely jumping.
Yeah, it's been an improvement.
It's been like being back in the beaker in the 90s.
Well, I was wondering why you were wearing a lot of spandex today, Mark.
Weekend.
Well, we'll get off the fashion and say Paul Blackett, nice to see him back on the bench. Been out injured with a hernia, I believe, in recent months. Scored a lot of goals this season from the bench, over 10 goals, and it's a nice weapon to have on the bench again, isn't it?
It is. And you look at, I was here on Thursday speaking to Mike ahead of the game, and was a bit of talk about Paul's stats this season, and out of all 4 strikers, I realised he's been out a long time, but his goals to minutes ratio is better than the other 3.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I'm sure Jack McGragan said it was something like 1 goal every 72 minutes, which is ridiculous, really.
It certainly is, and as I say, you've got to feel a little bit for Paul. Obviously, the injury, but obviously not getting as many starts because obviously Kedwin Scott and Macaulay Langstaff and Adam Campbell to an extent recently have really been chipping in with the goals, and he's had to make an impact when he's got the chance, and he has done that. Just unfortunately, of late, the injuries have kept him out.
You got to think when he came here, he hadn't really played a lot of football for the best part of 2 years, I think, because of injuries and other things going on. But over those 2 years, he's obviously been out on loan. He's went to Whitby, did well there, scored there. He went to Clyde, scored goals there. On a side that was really, really struggling along the end of the division. And he's come back here at Gateshead, and he has scored. And I think he's been a very useful tool for Mike Williamson and Ian Watson throughout that time. And I think he'll continue being, no matter what league the club are in next season, I think Paul Black will be a key part of their squad.
And I mean, I wonder, I'm maybe not doing him justice here, but the cameo appearances that we've seen, even when he hasn't scored, he's still been an integral part. He hasn't just come on and covered a few blades of grass. He's slotted into the system, the process, as we've talked about all year. He goes in there and puts a shift in, regardless if you're 3-0 up when he comes on or you're chasing the game. It's the same performance.
I think the player I compare him to in terms of North East Norman football was when Dan Maguire was first at Blythe, and he would run after anything. I mean, literally anything. And he would put defenders under pressure, he would force mistakes, and he would score the kind of the strikers' goals, the scrappy sort of 6-yard tap-ins. Not that that's all he's about, far from it. But he reminds me of Dan back then. But I look at him and I just think, if things aren't working, and if things aren't clicking at the top end of the pitch after 60, 70 minutes today, you wouldn't have any second thoughts about going on and
not
really
at all.
having a go.
We don't only have to look back at the game against Charlton, where Macaulay Langstaff ran some of the defenders ragged, and then he came on and carried on where Macaulay left off and looked of the level as well during that game. And we've got a message from Cow Daly. Thanks for the coverage as ever, lads. Tuning in from Portugal, absolute bag of nerves. Well, it's I'm not going to say it's tropical here today, but it's a lot nicer than it has been this season. I would like to have been like this in December.
We are cosy in here as well.
We are cozy. We have got BBC Radio Newcastle who, they've come along for the big game, Mark. You kind of blame them, but they're here covering this game today. But hopefully you'll stay with us. The music is going. The Fatboy Slim that has been signaling for the teams to come out this season, and as we look, Matty Jacobs is making his way to the bench with Conor Malley, and we wait the teams to come out here at the Gateshead International Stadium. And I hazard a guess there might have been a few people that might be making a dash across the Tyne from the Newcastle game. Still people trickling in here in the Tyne and Weir stand and the South stand. I mean, the South stand looks like there's a good 200 in there at the moment, and that's still filling up, which is great. And as you can probably gather, Greg Ollie leads the team out onto the pitch, and this is how Gateshead line up this afternoon. Philip Marshall in goal, Robbie Tinkler, Carl Magny, Louis Story, Taylor Charters, Owen Bailey, the captain Greg Ollie, Dan Ward, Aaron Campbell, Macaulay Langstaff, and Kedwin Scott. On the bench, Jack Hunter, Mike Williamson, Paul Blackett, Matty Jacob, and Conor Malley. And the visitors, this is how they line up this afternoon. It's Cameron Mason in goal, Doug Farm, Chris Doyle, Adam Anson, Charlie Oliver, Jack Doyle, Tyler Walton, Jack Bainbridge, Charlie Munro, Michael Carberry, and Jordan Archer. On the bench is Tony McMillan, Connor Woods, George Newell, Josh Harmy, and Niall Watson. So there we go. That is how we're going. Gateshead in there, black and white check shirts, black shorts, white socks. And if we look at Southport, they're not in their yellow. They're in a light blue with dark blue sleeves, dark blue shorts, light blue socks. And the Gateshead chairman, Neil Pinkerton, has just come into the stand there. Graham Wood just along past him. So he looks calm. He looks calm, not nervous.
The big thing to say here, right, is Gateshead are in control situation. Yeah. They win 3 games though, league champions.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop them. Literally nothing can stop them. I would argue, unless something dramatic happens at the other same games of this afternoon, Gateshead can afford 7 points from the next 3 games,
Yeah.
given the goal difference. Now, they are completely in control. Now, Gateshead, throughout the season, spoke about that, about controlling situations. This is a team that are mentally prepared for the next 7 days. It's now down to just deliver.
It certainly is. Well, Ollie and the captain from, how can I say which shirt number it is? Actually, I think it might be Adam Anson is the captain. Yes, he is for Southport. We've just done the coin toss there, and we're about to see which way we're going to be shooting. And it looks as if Gateshead will be shooting from right to left towards the River Tyne. And in turn, Southport will be shooting towards the Felon end, and they are going to be getting us underway. They're in a huddle at the moment. They've got a lot to play for as well. A win could see them still within a chance of getting into the playoffs. So the opposition are definitely not looking towards the beach at the moment. There's going to be no games like that for Gateshead.
The thing is, though, I think sometimes when you play opposition like that, it can be dangerous as well because they've got nothing to lose.
They're
There's no
relaxed.
pressure on them.
Yeah.
They can relax, they can play the football they want to play. So even playing an opposition that is done and dusted for the day can work against you. What we don't want is to see us first off like we did against Darwin.
Well, let's hope we don't have to have the pressure of coming from behind here. But we're underway, and Kedwin Scott was wrestled to the ground there by Charlie Oliver. His ball's headed clear by Lewis Story, headed back into the box. Lewis Story has to nod it clear again, and Taylor Charters plays it out for it doesn't come off the Southport player to throw into Gateshead on the right hand side, about 15 yards from the corner flag. And Taylor Charters has the ball in his hand. I'm seeing an early pressure from Southport. They want to get the ball into the box, but the throw in is taken down the left hand side, nodded into the middle. Ollie nods it forward. Oliver puts it back up towards the Gateshead defence, and Tinkler can hook that one clear over the halfway line. Kedwin Scott wins the header and got it to Macaulay Langstaff, but he needs some support. But he has to run himself down the right hand side. He's made it a foot race, puts a ball into the box. It's a dangerous one and headed out for a corner.
It's a brilliantly there, Macaulay Langstaff. That run down the line. It's a great ball in, by the way.
Well, Thorne, he wasn't really under pressure, but there wasn't an area for him to head it into, and he had to put it behind. Well, Greg Ollie goes over to take it there. Someone's put the Felon end. I like it. Away the Heed. It's not the official name for it, but that's where Felon is. It's at that end.
Campbell's on short here.
Ollie lifts this one into the box. It's going to be headed clear, though, by Southport. Only as far as Ward, who nods it back in, headed out again as well. Magnay nods it down, cleared off from the edge of the box, but only as far as Campbell, who tries to lift it over towards Story, who flicked it to Kedwin Scott, who nearly got the ball trapped under his feet. He's still going. Now it's with Taylor Charters. Story on the left-hand side of the box. Well, wins a corner. No, it didn't go kick, sorry.
Yeah, just must have allowed a bit there, Taylor Charters.
Yeah, the ball was put on the underlap there, and unfortunately Charters couldn't get to it.
Good start though, nice and positive for the Gateshead, getting on the front foot.
Well, Mason places the ball down, ready to take his goal kick. Yeah, he's in bright, luminous orange, and his counterpart at the other end of the pitch is in luminous pink. As the kick is taken out towards the right-hand side. Header won by Bailey. Nodded over, and Story's there just to clean that one over the top, and Macaulay Langstaff's going to get there in front of Jack Doyle. He needs some support. He's still going, he's got space, goes for a shot, and he didn't get the connection he wanted and passed the post by a few yards. But say we've seen him get the connection from there this season. Worth a pop.
Good to see if you travelled up from Southport as well in four-stander.
Yeah, so they've still got something to play for. And Sinu Mufri has put away the Heed. Thank you very much for your message. Lead, he's put and Heed in the second message. But no, thank you very much for getting involved. There's a ball over the top now. Macaulay Langstaff. He's got onto the ball. And he kind of get into the middle towards Campbell. It's behind him. Ward, went past through the shirts. And now Taylor Charters picks it up though. In the box, cuts in the middle, Dan Ward! It's in! Oh! They kept the work going to get the ball back, and Taylor Charters pulls it back across. Dan Ward slots it into the back of the net, and Gateshead are in front here after 4 minutes.
Brilliant finish. It would have been easy for Dan Ward just to lash at that, but he's controlled it, side-footed it past the keeper. It's a great finish from just inside the area. Great work from Charters as well. He's done so well to get to both loose balls there. Kept his composure, played it back, and it's such a good finish. Perfect start for Gateshead.
It certainly is. And at first I thought that the ball had just been cleared successfully enough by Southport, but Gateshead latched onto that loose ball and created something, and the pressure paid. And Dan Ward has got us in front here. And well, we've got one here from Darren Walton. Get in. Yes, get in. It is. It's 1-0 here if you're just joining us. And Southport have got us back underway as Story nods the ball up towards Campbell, but falls to Ward. Plays off a Southport player for a throw-in.
Gateshead have just got to manage the next 10 minutes here and just really take control. Keep on the front foot, keep their composure. Southport will try and hit back. There's no doubt about it. They've just got to keep cool and just keep doing what they're doing.
Certainly has. It just seemed to happen in slow motion. That ball back to Ward there. Getting excited. And who could blame us as Marshall plays the ball to Magnay. Slows it down, calm, sensible head there from Magnay.
Brilliant.
Story now can bring the ball forward because it's a Campbell who's dropped deep. Plays it out to Charters, but
he was right.
Yeah, it was the blind pass there, wasn't it? Charters didn't quite expect it. I'm really happy for Dan Ward. He's a lovely lad. He's worked very hard this season. And he's made that midfield slot his own. As Marshall what a kick that was. As Doyle has to chase it down on the far side. Kedwin Scott chasing him down.
Great pressure from Kedwin Scott.
And the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side.
Been really impressed with Marshall since he's come in. He's looking in control for a young goalkeeper, and his distribution's been excellent. Something I know Mike and Ian Watson wanted from a goalkeeper. So really good addition at the right time.
There's still a lot to develop from this young lad as well. He's only 18, 19. Physically he's going to change. He's going to get stronger, faster, and quite the prospect there, this goalkeeper for Aston Villa. But doing the business for Gateshead so far at the moment as Campbell plays the ball through. Can it get through? Oh, nice ball. Just too much on it through to Mason.
Gateshead looks so lively at the top end of the pitch. Kevin Scott started really well. Macaulay Langstaff looks all over the place, and Campbell's doing the same. It's a really positive start top end.
Oh, when the ball's played forward, it only looks like Macaulay Langstaff's going to latch onto it. And there's a foot race. Nice work from Kedwin Scott, but it fell to a blue shirt. Now Doyle has it. His ball over the top, looking for the run, and nice work from Tinkler. Manages to turn and play the ball forward to Campbell. Turns into a man, but keeps possession. Dan Ward carries the ball forward. Can he? That's a foul to block in the centre circle. Free kick to Gateshead.
He's a little bit lucky there, to be honest, because he didn't have control of that ball.
No.
And the lads kind of put across him. See what the referee's giving it,
because he had got it away from his feet.
Got away from him.
St. Geordie's put great start. Let's get another. Well, Story brings the ball forward, plays it through. The offside flag goes up for Kedwin Scott. That was tight, very tight.
Can we get VAR on that?
Oh,
I'll tell you what, that was.
Let's say, just to break it down, the ball was played forward and he went through a crowd of blue shirts. The arms did go up instantly from Southport. I think that was more of an afterthought, but the linesman agreed. There's a Story clears the ball from the edge of his box and nearly got through for Kedwin Scott, but it was the big defender, Carberry there. Sorry, not Carberry, sorry. Number 14, it was Doyle. 2 Doyles. Didn't realise there when I was going through the team sheet. Campbell. And cleared up the pitch. He has. Beautiful stuff from Langstaff. Picks up the ball on the right-hand side. He's got men in the middle. Can he get past this man? Takes it down, plays it across. Oh! Skids across. That was beautiful stuff as Kedwin Scott applauds Macaulay Langstaff. And he created something out of nothing again there. The pressure is just absolutely fantastic. It's a joy to watch from Gateshead at the moment.
It really is. Started so well. Great ball in from from Langstaff, who is giving Doyle a right torrid time on that far side, isn't he?
He certainly is. I've got a feeling that Doyle might just, the left back Doyle that is, might just tend to put the ball out of touch in future. As the ball comes across the Charters here on the left-hand side, takes a touch, gets it to Story. Story under pressure, but clears the ball up over the halfway line. Kedwin Scott hits off both the defender's head and his, and cleared by Southport. Taylor Charters wins the header, but goes out for a throw in between the dugouts. There we go. Throw in taken, but Gateshead win the header, but it's with Munro. Dispossessed though and fouled in the process. Kedwin Scott, and that was a kick out that by Munro there. While Kedwin Scott was on the ground, did the linesman see it? He's stalking on the pitch here.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to see what's going on.
Yeah.
This little kerfuffle that's going on.
I think the flag would have went up if he had seen something.
Yeah, but that was just idiotic, really.
It really was.
Munro, completely unnecessary. He's going to get booked, and now he's under pressure for the remaining. What have we got left?
Well,
he's lucky though.
It was. I mean, he is lucky. If the referee had been the other side of that,
it's just completely unnecessary. To me, that looks like what's happened so far. There's two of them had a dig at Kedwin Scott. I think they've identified Kedwin as someone that can wind up and try and have a go. So he's got to keep his cool, which I think he's just been warned by Mike Williamson.
Well, now Bailey does eventually make its way to Magnay. Magnay now gets it to Greg Ollie, who plays it down the line, and unfortunately Doyle, the left back, was there. And then the ball up the pitch went all the way through to Marshall. Well, we had talked before the game that we wanted an early goal to settle the nerves, and we've got that so far, but can they build on it? There's a beautiful ball over the top there for Tinkler. He's going to get there. Can he cross the ball in? First time he does. Oh, it just goes behind now. It's fell back to Dan Ward, edge of the box. Goes for a shot, falls now to Langstaff and just taken off his feet. Oh, Story there, read it well, got in front, and now gets it back on the front foot. There's Campbell, was he pulled there? Referee says no.
Give it either. That's blatant pull.
Well, gets it off the ball just inside the Southport half now, being pushed back, trying to get the ball forward. As Bailey manages to get it to Ollie, and the ball over the top, and Dan Ward's going to get there. And can he get into the middle to Scott? He can. Scott, can he get space to go? Oh, what a finish! What a finish! Oh, he beats the goalkeeper on his right-hand side. It was millimetres, the space he had, and he found it, and he put it in the back of the net. And, well, Dan Ward, the ball he latched onto was fantastic. Got it into the middle. But, Kedwin Scott, how he managed to get that shot away with a defender in front of him and through the goalkeeper. Wow, great stuff.
I'll tell you what, we're talking about staying in control. Gateshead doing exactly it. 12 minutes in, 2-0 up. This is dreamland for them.
One thing that was noticeable there, number 6, Doug Farm there was very, very slow running. I don't know if he's carrying an injury or something, but
if not, I would have put myself to get out pace him there, to be honest.
That was, yeah. Campbell plays it to Charters, back to Story. Story takes a touch and plays the ball and turn up towards Kedwin Scott. Nice touch. Just couldn't get to Dan Ward there. And I think you're right. I think Farm is not moving very well, is he, at the moment? And now he trots forward. But ball played over the top. It's another foot race here, and the goalkeeper's coming out the box. Had to head it clear there. And, well, Kedwin Scott tries to win the ball. And tell you what, the goalkeeper saved the defender's graces there, because he had to come out to win the ball in front of that great tackle from Story. Gateshead trying to get the ball forward again, and lovely ball, and Kedwin Scott is onside. He's given a foul here. Now there, Liam Watson was screaming for offside against Macaulay Langstaff, who I think might have marginally been off, but the ball was played. No, he hasn't. But yeah, just getting a little bit tasty from the Southport perspective. Frustration growing in. Wow, that Kedwin Scott finish. When anyone sees that on the highlights, the gap. I mean, the defender was in front of him, and how he found the space. I think the goalkeeper would be kicking himself that it got through the gap. But nonetheless, beautiful finish. As Ollie picks up the ball, it's on the right-hand side. It's all right there. And quick throw into Gateshead. Tinker's going to take it. It's into the middle to Ward. Ward flicks it to Campbell. Campbell tries to get over the top. And well, he kicked the ball as the defender played him on.
Yeah.
Kicked it on. Yeah, it was they're making a double substitution here, Southport.
The flag went up there for offside, but I don't know how to be offside when it was the South.
It was poked. It was poked on by the defender, but that's it. Yeah, Liam Watson not happy with what he's seen at the moment, and I think Farmer's probably going to be taken off here. I think I'll be shocked if he isn't. There's the offside flag against Southport. 15 minutes gone. If you just join us here, Gateshead 2, Southport 0. Gateshead absolutely flying, and they are going to be Munro, who was on a yellow, taking him off. He's got for Niall Watson. Now that's going to be a frustrating afternoon for Munro. Yeah, he's not happy. I expect fireworks, verbal ones anyway. Yeah, doesn't even make eye contact with the manager there.
No handshake with the replacement.
No.
Straight sit down.
So that was Hamney that come on. And I tell you what, it isn't Theme that's coming off. It's Jack Doyle. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I can't say in all the time I've been covering or watching football, I've ever seen 2 subs hold off in the first 15 minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is, and not the player that stood out as if he was there struggling. But
I'll tell you what, they'll have to make another sub, and it isn't 10. They're in bottom.
16 minutes gone. Gateshead 2, Southport 0, and Southport have already made 2 substitutions as the header's one in defence there, and it's going to fall to Taylor Charters. Puts the ball on the top. Offside flag's going to come up on Kedwin Scott. He was just behind the man, or in front of him, should I say, behind him from our viewpoint. But yeah, and Arvid, our Norwegian fan, has put Mark is a bit lower in sound than you, Dave. We'll quickly rectify that and turn him up. Sounds all right in our earphones, but obviously it's what's going out.
You just want to hear me more, don't you?
That's all it is. That's all it is. Arvid, you turncoat.
Let us know if that's better.
Yes, please let us know. As and Macaulay Langstaff, beautiful stuff. He's beat the defender. Can he finish it off? Oh, good save. But wow, that was awful defending, and Macaulay Langstaff just capitalised and did some hard work as well. But wow, what a let-off for Southport as they bring the ball forward now themselves, and there's nobody there. There's no shape at the moment, is there, from Southport? Well, now it's been brought down by Walton. Walton, dispossessed by Ollie, goes out for a throw-in. I was given a free kick there, is he?
Yeah, Macaulay, I think maybe just thinking maybe should have took that a little bit earlier. He's just taken one touch too many.
Yeah.
I think it's took him a bit wide of goal, and he's just had a scuffed effort in the end, let's be honest. Good block by the defender who's done well to get back to him. But yeah, great play, great persistence, great tenacity from Macaulay.
It certainly is, and we'll just have a little look around scores around the league at the moment. 0-0 in the game that we're interested about. Brackley Blythe. We'll not concentrate too much on that because as long as we're winning, it doesn't matter. But Story for safety there. The free kick come in, nods it behind for a corner.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on.
Yeah, apparently that's much better there. So apologies there.
Sorry, that is much better as well.
Substitution for Southport. It's going to be number 17, Niall Watson, replacing apparently number 8.
There's a lot of big games in the region today.
Wow.
Obviously, this is the biggest one between any team in Tyneside and Merseyside.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Josh Hamley over the far side going to take this
This is going to be dangerous, you know, because they're a big side.
They are a big side, and the substitutes that come on were just as big as the lads that went off. As now the ball comes in towards in front near post. Marshall does well to palm it clear, and Gateshead push the defensive line up, and it's Carberry who has the ball.
Well done. On the run.
Now Langstaff has the ball on the right hand side. The Carberry comes in and just chopped him down.
That's got to be a booking.
The referee says no, it's a throw in.
He's giving a free kick.
He's giving it, yeah. Well, it's tap from behind.
It's naughty that. He hasn't. He's just been throwing.
There we go. listening from Macclesfield. Thank you very much, Barry Lee. And sound like you're a bit far away, so hopefully Emily can tell us if you're sounding better. But oh yeah, loads. Lads are on fire from Emily there. Right, we've got a throw in on the far side.
Should be enough,
Both. Ollie to Tinkler. Tinkler gets it to Kedwin Scott, who's having to hold it up and give it back to Tinkler. Now Bailey. Bailey plays it across and it's going to get to Taylor Charters, but he's under pressure. Plays it forward off a Southport player, and that was the player that we thought that was struggling before there, but Thame put a bit of a burst of speed on.
Strange, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Well, it's safe to say that our physio and doctor degrees are still going to be in the post, Mark, if we diagnosed him with a potential hamstring. But nice stuff from Gateshead. Ball over the top, and Ward's onside. Can he get into the box? Good defending there. Hooked out by Chris Doyle. Read it well. But Dan Ward is he's enjoying himself out there, isn't he?
Well, I think last time we were here, although you obviously weren't here, but the Dalton game, I don't think he did himself justice.
Yeah.
And I think, he's reacted so well to that. He's a great lad, Dan, and I think you're seeing that attitude just comes through so clearly.
Taylor Charters to Dan Ward. His ball just didn't get to him, but Bailey's there to pick up the loose ball. Campbell cuts inside with it, lays it to Ollie. Ollie carries the ball forward, gets it out to Kedwin Scott here on the left-hand side of the box. Cuts in towards the corner of the box, plays it off a Southport player, and it's going to be cleared now up the pitch. And Story and Magni are there just to mop up. Story didn't get the contact he wanted when he cleared that, and now can be brought forward by Walton, but the ball forward wasn't the greatest, and Kedwin Scott's having a real tussle out there today, isn't he?
Do you know what? He's doing well, Ked. So he's keeping his cool. He's just staying under control. He's got his goal. His team are in control. There's no need to get into any daft stuff with their defenders. Just stay controlled, stay focused.
Archer kept the ball in, but Gateshead have the ball going forward. Ball over the top for Macaulay Langstaff to chase onto. He's got Carberry for company and holds him off. Keeps control of the ball. Comes off Carberry for a throw-in on the far side.
I honestly think if Gateshead can get Macaulay Langstaff running at Carberry every time, he's given him an absolute nightmare for side.
Well, Carberry puts it up for another throw there. He had to block the pass to Ollie. Well, here's a strange one here. Looks like Kedwin Scott's going to take here. He must have a long throw in his arsenal.
Just discovered.
Yeah.
No one in the box.
He's replaced by number 15, Joshua Marmon.
Here it goes. It's in there, and Bailey's. Yeah, I think it was a very long throw. I think Bailey slipped there when he went to go for a header, and the ball went over his head into the keeper's hands. 22 minutes gone, about to go into the 23rd minute. Amazing start by Gateshead. The game's just slowed down somewhat, but Gateshead's still in control.
I don't think that's a bad thing that things have calmed down, I really don't. All they're doing now is just having a period of time when they're in control of the game. There's nothing daft happening. This is clearly going to be a long throw.
Yeah,
by the way, just looking at this.
Yeah, as Doug Farmer's going to go for this. He's on the running track. Well, every player inside the gates at half bar Mason, the goalkeeper for Southport, and in comes the long throw right towards the 6-yard box, headed clear by Bailey. Back out to Thame, who puts a crossover there, and
great ball in.
It was a dangerous one, wasn't it? It went straight like an arrow, straight.
Yeah, Mike Williamson just asking his players just to calm down a little bit there.
Yeah. The ball's been rolled out to Magnier, back to Marshall.
Just keep it there.
Yeah.
Just keep it there. You play it.
Now Story has it.
Yeah.
Back to Marshall. Well, on the Heat Army podcast this past Thursday, we spoke with Matthew Raisbeck from BBC Radio Newcastle, and we talked about the process. Gateshead pass it around the back because it makes the opposition team try to win possession and pull themselves out of position, as Taylor Charters is going to see that out there, and it's a throw into Gateshead.
It does, Razor's right that this is what Gateshead do. They draw teams out. They try and drag them out of. Let's be honest. When teams come here, they want to sit in. They want to just be comfortable and not press and not get pulled out of position. But Gateshead just tease them by playing at the back the way they do.
Yeah.
Someone inevitably will pressure, and then it's down to Gateshead's talented forward players to really punish any spaces that creates. There's handball.
We've seen a real mix here so far. We've seen some balls over the top. We've seen the wings exploited and trying to use the channels. As the ball's played across the far side, and Niall Watson won't get there, and that is out for a throw into Gateshead, level with the corner of the box on the far side.
It feels like the game's gone on so much longer than 24 minutes.
It really does. I was looking there, I was thinking, waiting for something to grab me breath.
But when the second goal went in, I looked up and it was like, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, and you're just thinking, wow.
I think it was 14, wasn't it? 14 minutes.
Dragged him to the ground.
Referee sees no ball over the top. Macaulay Langstaff's onside, but he's on the right-hand side of the box. He's going to get there. Well,
he's done well.
Yeah, he's tapped the
Stop ball every time. Stop ball behind into that right side channel.
We spoke. Lovely control from Langstaff, just dispossessed there. But dare I say, Southport, if they have 65, 70 minutes of Macaulay Langstaff doing that, then you bring Paul Blackett on. They're not going to like to see the sight of Gateshead's number 9 coming on the pitch. But at the moment, Gateshead.
Well, let's be honest, you look at that bench, you've got Malley and.
Yeah. Matty Jacob is also a goal threat as well as a defender. Oh, lovely stuff from Ward. Beats his man. Tries to beat another one. Goes for a shot. Oh, just past the post. Oh, that was some lovely footwork from Dan Ward.
Tell you what, that was brilliant. Not a lot of space there, and he's just got in between two defenders and just gone past that far post.
Joe Warren must have just joined us. The score is 2-0 to Gateshead. He's asking how Southport are playing, how are we playing. It hasn't been great so far. There's been 2 substitutions in the first half already for Southport. It was Munro and Jack Doyle that have been replaced by Hammy and Watson. And they've been, to put it kindly, at 6s and 7s. They haven't held much shape.
I mean, trying to put balance on it to be honest, Joe, just looking at since the subs have been made, they've improved. There's no doubt to say that.
Yeah.
But there's a long way to go.
There's a little bit more shape to the team. They've won the ball a little bit more back on the edge of their own box, but nice ball over the top. But it's gone his Carberry, headed it clear, but it falls to Tinkler. Tinkler gets it to Macaulay Langstaff, but his touch just takes it out for a throw-in on the far side. But yeah.
Well, look, the thing I would say is that Gateshead had a warning in the last game, didn't they? They were 2-0 at half-time and looked completely out of the game. When that half-time was the one against Darlington. So they're on the reverse of that now. So they've just got to manage the situation.
Ball over the top for Kedwin Scott. He's going to get there. Nice first touch, but he's under pressure. Does really well. Can he get past his man? Goes for the shot. Oh, past the post. He pulled the trigger with the left boot. Oh, well. He could have had a hat-trick today. And it's only 27 minutes in.
Brilliant again, the hold-up play. It's that ball every time, David. I keep saying it. I'm sorry, I repeat myself, but it's that ball every time. Yeah,
the back four for Southport, they're not blessed with pace at the moment. And
genuinely look as if they're getting it well.
Well, they're exploiting a very high line from Southport, and they're not learning from the mistakes.
And I'm not being funny, but there's nothing so
and there is, yes. Wow. Well, Gateshead win the ball in defence. Magnate clears it. Carberry couldn't control it, but neither could Macaulay Langstaff, and it went out. The Geordie has asked us a question: is Williamson playing? No, he's a substitute on the bench. He's going up and down at the moment. He's enjoying what he's seeing.
You do need to add an ON on the end of Williamson.
Yeah.
Williamson. That's a Mike Williams who was involved in the previous ownership. We're not going there.
Oh, no. Well, Carberry going to take this throw. It isn't Carberry, sorry.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
What's that? Oh, there's a head injury there. The referee's got to stop it.
I was watching what happened there, and I'll tell you what. Archer's cut for one, I think. He swung his arm out and hit Craig Ollie in the face.
Yeah, he's sat up. The referee hasn't called for the physio.
It could have been accidental as he's turning. But, tell you what. That would have smarted.
Yeah, he's had his bell rung a little bit there. he hasn't not got any composure. He hasn't lost any composure or anything. He wasn't wobbly getting up, but he's back ready for the drop ball and right back into it. Greg Ollie. There we go. As he got pushed over, wasn't a foul, but cross is going to come in from the far side. Dead ball line headed back up to Tinkler, and now the back pass, the back header to Ollie.
Oh my
Plays
God,
it inside. This is a beautiful ball. Can it get there? Dan Ward and Campbell. Oh, just got caught under the feet. Beautiful ball though. Taylor Charters, calm as you like, just nods it to Story. Back to Charters, and Charters launches that up to Langstaff, but not a clear. But it's, tell you what, he likes a tackle, Carberry, doesn't he? He's not shy.
His attitude's not wrong, is it?
Well, 30 minutes gone. Feels like we've played 70 minutes. It's been action-packed so far. Throw from the far side, down the line, nodded into the middle, and it's just going to bounce all the way to Marshall. Who I don't even think's had a goal kick. Charters. Nice turn, played the ball forward, and Campbell gets past the defence. Can he cut it back across? He can, but there's no. And Doyle just had to put that out. There was nothing else he could have done. He was practically facing towards goal.
I am trying to be balanced here, but I haven't seen a defence as naive as this in a long time.
I know. As I say, I pride myself on the commentary here that we tell the game as it is. You know, whether the opposing team are on top of Gateshead, and at the moment it's hard to find any positives at the moment to the Southport defence.
Someone needs to hit that near post.
Ollie is going to put this one in. Goes towards the near post, and it comes. Oh, it's in! Has it? No, keeper got it off the line. Hasn't finished yet. Oh, into the side net. For a fault, the goalkeeper fell into the net there with the ball. Oh, he must have just clawed it away.
I think it was Magnay, wasn't it, with the header?
Yeah, it was.
I think Story's got to score and follow as well.
I mean, the ball, the beautiful delivery into there, but then again, the man on the post should have had that clear.
Yeah, Magnay's gotten too easy, hasn't it? It's a good header as well, by the way. Plenty of power on it.
Good save by Mason.
The keeper's done very well. Cam Mason, I mean, he's been around this level for a while. I've seen him a number of times. He's a very solid keeper at this level.
So there was a bunch of bodies and handball there by Archer.
Push on Story.
Oh, yeah. Well, free kick here, very central, probably about 35 yards out, maybe a little bit more. Well, Doyle's up there, so is Farm. Some big men to aim at, and here on the right-hand side, Walton's in a fair bit of space, but it's going to go into the middle. Headed clear, Gateshead can get this ball away. Clear by Macaulay Langstaff. Southport back in possession of Taylor Charters. Oh, read it well, got in front of his man, now driving with it down the left-hand side. He's got two for company. Lovely stuff. Brilliant. Just turned and lays it off towards. Back to Story, and Gateshead just from going a million miles an hour, just pass it back and calm it down. But the ball forward didn't find its intended target. Doyle manages to clear it, but only as far as Ward. Doyle heads it clear. Ollie brings it down, puts it over the top. He's onside, and the keeper, he's in two minds. He's caught himself out there. It has been kept in. It has. Oh, it hasn't. It hasn't. It's went out. Referees, the assistant on the far side.
Do you know what, Dave? There is absolutely zero communication going on between this goalkeeper and the back four.
No.
Zero, because it's basically waiting for someone to do something. No one's taking control, and they're very, very lucky to get away with that. Very lucky.
He really should have. As I say, he changed his mind and backpedaled. Obviously, fortunately for him, it worked out. But you know, you've got to commit one way or the other, and he was in no man's land there. Bailey got a player late there. Referee is now he's going to see if he's all right.
Charters has started very well left.
He has. He's been reading the ball really well. He's intercepted a few, got in front of his man as well on a number of occasions. But to throw another long throw here from Doug Fame. Farm, sorry. Number 6. It's a unique run up that. He's got it into the box. Charters is going to be there to clear it as Kedwin Scott does well again in front of his man. Macaulay Langstaff's in space, finds him on the right hand side, has to just check his run a little bit. Plays it inside to Ollie. Plays it down. Oh, lovely stuff. Can he pull it across? Oh!
That is unbelievable play, by the way.
Unbelievable. Beautiful stuff. Just the link-up play down to the right-hand side. Langstaff put it back across, and the defence does well to put Kedwin Scott off.
We've slightly battered the defence here for Southport, but that's an unbelievable last-ditch tackle. Unbelievable last-ditch tackle.
Yeah,
and I think it's by one of the midfielders.
I think it was, yeah. It was, I think it might have been Josh Harmey that come on.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think any defender would have been proud of that one.
Unbelievable challenge. He's done so well because that's a tap in for. It's another player. Limited midfield, for Southport. It is Mammy, actually. He's
maybe make it stretched on that one there because it was a.
He's up, we should say.
Yeah.
But he's...
35 minutes gone, 10 minutes remain here in the first half. You're just joining us. It's Gateshead 2, Southport 0. Dan Ward and Kedwin Scott with the goals early on. Gateshead haven't really been troubled, and it's all been Gateshead so far. Lovely flick from Campbell. Is onside. Can he keep the ball in? He can, but just it's all he could do. He just skimmed it in with his boots, and it was intercepted by the Southport defence. And Campbell putting them back under pressure. Ollie wins the ball in midfield. Couldn't direct it to a teammate, and now Walton tries to drive forward, and he goes down in installments there. But he gets a free kick just inside the centre circle as Campbell stops it from being taken quickly.
It's been clever there because his skates are a little bit out of position.
Now the ball's dinked across the far side. Archer the target. Cleared though by Gateshead and falls to Carberry. Oh, Gateshead just picking up the second ball with ease here, and Macaulay Langstaff just didn't control it there, but has to be passed back to Mason. A confident pass back there.
That's not great.
Oh, lovely stuff from Taylor Charters. And, well, it was 50-50. They were both pulling on each other. There was appeals, but the ball is still in play. With Walton plays it to Archer, who couldn't direct it to a teammate. And now Gateshead can build as Kedwin Scott got it to Macaulay Langstaff. Now Ollie looks for the overlap, and Langstaff didn't read the ball. And now it's been brought forward, and Magny went in for the tackle, but pulled out. Carberry puts it across. Hamney on the ball, goes for the shot, pulls back. Archer puts it in the back of the net. It's 2-1. And, well, from looking very comfortable, Gateshead have been opened up there.
That's awful. Really poor defensively there. Two missed challenges. A sloppy pass in midfield. Just too easy. And, what I would say, Southport haven't had a sniff these first 36 minutes, and now they're back in the game. Gateshead have now got a little bit of work to do for half-time. See this out half-time, maybe try and get that 2-goal advantage back, but really sloppy.
Yeah, as I say, Magny went in there, didn't get the tackle. Carberry got past him, put it across, and there was Archer to put it into the back of the net. He had quite the target to aim for, the way the ball come in. But it's game on. Ball's played forward, intercepted by the Southport defence, and Carberry puts it over the top, looking for Archer. Magny heads it out, but it comes back. And Dan Ward's having to come back with defensive duties, plays it up the line. Carberry dinks it up the line back in turn. Tinkler's ball forward, finds Kedwin Scott, gets the header. Can he get the second ball? He can. He's pushed in the back of the net. Free kick here. And this is a good position to whip the ball into the box. It's
not very often you would accuse Gateshead of complacency this season, but I think we saw a little bit of it there. Two players not going in for challenges. And really were
they showed good composure though. Southport in the build-up. That was a good finish. They opened up the Gateshead defence there as Kevin Scott still down at the moment. Did look like he took an arm to the back of the neck, but could just be a clever bit of tactics here just to slow the game back down. Not let it go a million miles an hour and get Southport the chance to get back into it. But we do have a free kick while we wait for this. Well, after this treatment has happened, it's about 25 yards out, about 10 yards from the right-hand touchline. Well, we knew there'd be twists and turns in the end of the season. The Gateshead are certainly on the roller coaster. That is the championship run in. And looking comfortable a few minutes ago to just being on the edge of your seat now, Mark.
Yeah, like I said, it is just a case of managing this through to half time. You know, they are still up the lead. There's no need to panic.
Well, Kedwin Scott, he's onto his feet now with official Chris Bell. I think he'll continue. He's made of stern stuff, Kedwin Scott. He takes a few knocks throughout the season, so it's not often to see him stay down.
Watch your offside.
Oh, we wait this free kick to come in. Players coming into the box now. It's been cleared, but downward. Didn't get the connection he wanted with the shot. Oh, is that a foul on the keeper? It was, yeah.
You know, when Bailey's not even looking at the keeper when that ball comes in.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much protection goalkeepers get these days.
He was just trying to adjust himself, waiting for the ball, and backed into the keeper. But it is 2-1 here into the 40th minute. We're going to the 41st minute.
Still goalless at Brackley as well.
Well, at the moment, this is the only scoreline that matters. And as we get towards the dying stages, if it stays that way, we'll be getting a little bit more exciting as the ball's put out onto the far side as Watson tries to chase it down, but Tinkler's there to put it out. And a little bit of wind in Southport sails at the moment, getting the ball forward.
There is. They've been much better in the second half of the first half. They've improved as it's gone on. I still think they're defensively vulnerable, but Gateshead have got to ride out what's, I wouldn't say a storm, but they've certainly got to ride out this until half time.
Well, we've got another throw coming in from Doug Farm, and if you watch his little jink at the end of this run when he goes to do the long throw, I didn't do it that time. As the ball comes in, kind of clear by Owen Bailey. When he's done it on the right hand side, he's just cut in like a little sidestep.
I'll tell you what is interesting, if you look at this. Kedwin Scott just holds his position. Gets it clear. He is 1-on-1.
Well, it's been cleared, but only as far as the edge of the box. Nodded down, put back up towards the edge of out to the far side. Farm still on the left hand side, tries to get past Tinkler. Plays it inside, and Gateshead clear the ball. Carberry behind. He tried a nice little flick there, didn't work, and Southport still camped out inside the Gateshead half. Gateshead sitting deep. Cross comes into the box. Bailey heads it. Oh, and a little bit of lack of communication between Bailey and Ward, and falls to a Southport shirt again. And now Walton on the right hand side back heels it inside to Harmony. Now the ball comes in. Nearly a stumble, but it falls back to Harmony, and his touch lets him down. It's going to go. Yeah, I think they're going to keep it in. No, it goes out for a throw to Gateshead. And, it's Gateshead sitting very deep there, just seem to be invited in.
We should say Marshall hasn't actually had a save to me.
No.
But
well, that's Carberry enjoying hanging on to Kedwin Scott there. There's Tinkler clears the ball in turn up towards Macaulay Langstaff. Doyle wins the header. It's going to fall to Dan Ward, who's just quickly closed down there. Does very well to win it back. Didn't find a Gateshead player though. And now Walton drives forward. Bailey's back in support though to cover for Charters, and the cross goes behind.
Charters has had a very good first half, but he's gone in half-blooded there.
Yeah.
Got to go in full throttle with that sort of challenge. But he's just tentatively hung a foot out and not gone in. And 9 times out of 10, that happens, the player gets hurt.
Yeah, well, luckily for him, he had Owen Bailey ready to cover his position there.
It's not the first time you've said that this season.
Yeah,
he's so intelligent as a whole midfielder. They just will pick up on, on the danger that will pose by opposition.
And not only defensively going forward as well, he picks up positions as well, as headed on by Tinkler. And just in turn as Anson clears the ball. Now Southport try and build. And played out to Farm here on the right-hand side, who carries the ball forward a few yards, plays it into the middle there. Oh, telescopic leg from Bailey to block that, but it falls back to a blue shirt. Lovely stuff from Story, but it's fallen to a blue shirt every time when they try and clear it. Now Carberry has the ball. Tries to get past Campbell, comes off him for a throw-in. And yeah, the ball's just getting the rub of the green now for Southport. The minute they're applying a bit more pressure.
Because they're making things happen now. You know, that they're making runs that they weren't making, they're trying passes that they weren't making at the start. They've come back into it, and Gates have just got to see this out for the next 2 minutes, whatever the injury time is.
You would imagine 2 minutes. So we've got about 4 minutes here. 3-4 minutes. We're into the last minute of normal time. As Farm is going to take this throw in from the far side. We know what kind of delivery he can put in, and Gateshead do not need to concede here just before half time. As the ball comes in, headed clear by Bailey, falls to a blue shirt, twisting and turning. He's got two players around him, and Gateshead now come away with the ball, but it falls back. It just fell back to Watson. Now Carberry plays it in, but only as far as a black and white check shirt. And the little flicks that were coming off in the early exchanges of the game aren't happening for Gateshead. The conviction isn't there.
When you're under a little bit of pressure like Gateshead, it's down to your forward players. As great as it's been for the first 40 minutes, you've got to hold that ball up top. It's no good just holding, trying these little flicks and stuff. It's got to stick to allow the team to come 5-10 yards forward.
Well, Taylor Charters is going to launch this one down the line, and Kedwin Scott was being manhandled there. Referee says nothing because the ball's played across to the left-hand side of the pitch. Tinkler is chasing that down, clears the ball down the line to Carberry. Now Ollie picks up the second ball. Ball goes forward, but again, Langstaff just didn't latch onto it. Anson plays it back. 3 minutes of added on time here at the end of the first half, and the offside flag goes up, and it's a free kick to Gateshead.
We can't just throw and score from elsewhere, not at this level, but Concert are playing an inter-division playoff today. So it's the second place in the Northern League against the third bottom side. They're at Histon, Cambridge, and they're 1-0 up.
Oh, wow.
Would mean Concert joining Heaven and Dunstan and all those teams in that East Division.
What a progress we've seen in the lower reaches of the pyramid from the northeast at the minute. We're starting to have a big stronghold, and there'll be more players playing at this level, which is good. As the ball comes up from Ollie, and Bailey was there, but it was nicked off his head. It's going to be cleared now by Southport. Dan Ward picks up the ball, gets it to Bailey. Just a little lack of communication there. And there we go.
What we should say is Gateshead have traditionally been very strong second half this season.
They have. It's
attacking that south end side.
Definitely. As I say, earlier in the season, Gateshead had to come from behind down at Hague Avenue. The ball's played forward now. Macaulay Langstaff, can he get past Anson? Anson does well. Still under pressure though from Macaulay Langstaff. Now he clears the ball up the pitch. Hamney brings it down. Ball over the top for Walton to chase onto. It's sat up nicely for him. He's got the control of it the second time, and now it is Bainbridge gets it back to Walton. Played inside, and now it is going to be Charlie Oliver. And offside flag goes up. I think he knew in his heart there, Archer, because he didn't celebrate. He knew that flag had already went up when he put it in the back of the net.
It's a great header, by the way.
It is.
Brilliant header. It's a good finish, but there's just not enough pressure on the ball in midfield there for me. Gateshead just dropped the standards a little bit as we approach the half time here.
Yeah.
But they are still winning. That's the main thing.
And we know Gateshead have very high standards of the way they want to play football and the way they approach the game. And I'm sure Mike Williamson and Ian Watson will be disappointed that they conceded in the manner they did. But, the game is definitely not over and Gateshead are still in front. So there's positives there. As now Kedwin Scott, good tackle there from Bainbridge. Now Bainbridge is playing the ball forward, and Walton, can he get past his man? Taylor Charters tries to get in there. Lovely stuff from Ward. Can Gateshead finish this half off with a goal? Got it to Ollie. Ollie plays it down the line to Macaulay Langstaff.
Needs a run.
There's nothing coming from midfield at the moment for Macaulay Langstaff. And there is the half-time whistle. Gateshead going 2-1 up. 2 early goals from Dan Ward and Kedwin Scott. And then it was Archer that put a ball back in, goal back for Southport through Well, you'd have to say Gateshead switching off, frankly. They hadn't challenged or even got into that area of the pitch at all in the game, Southport. But credit to them, we thought they were kind of, not going to say dead and buried, but alarm bells were ringing on the Southport bench because they made 2 substitutions very early on.
And we should say those 2 substitutions have worked, to credit Liam Watson for that. Now, Gateshead will come out refreshed. I'm sure there'll be words said in the dressing room. Not aggressively, nothing like that. I think it'll just be a cool kind of reiteration of the messages that were given before the game. Remember your jobs, remember what you're doing. Go out and win the second half and you win the game. Simple as that. I think defensively, you can get at this Southport side quite comfortably. I think there are chances to get in behind them quite easily. I thought they would have dropped off 10 yards deeper to try and nullify Gateshead's attack, but they haven't. But at the moment, there's still work to do.
There certainly is. And right, we're just going to play a little clip from what the Heat Army podcast is. This is us talking to Ross Black a few months ago. We're going to have just a little break here, and we'll be back ready for the second half. And go and enjoy a half-time beverage or a toilet break if you need one. We'll be back very, very soon. Well, I don't know what happened at the end of that video. The Gator badge was supposed to be behind it, so I don't know what's happened there. But from things looking bad to things looking beautiful, Ross is with us now. How are you doing?
Hi lads, you all right? I'm doing well.
Well. Not better now, Ross?
Oh, a lot better, thank you.
Good. So we had the lads on from Inspired and the team last week, and things are, looking very positive from the foundation. Another string to the bow with the club with that team being introduced. But we spoke to obviously the lads, and there's a lot of work to be done to get that team to the Costa Blanca. Is there anything that you want to add in the way fans can get involved to help with getting them there?
Yeah. So luckily enough, I met the lads today. So we had another meeting with the club and the foundation ourselves. Inspired. We've got now in place 2 bucket collections for upcoming home games. So they'll be announced when it's all set in store. So that'll be good. So the lads as well who will be involved in the tournament will be there. So you can chat to the lads when you're on the way in the ground, inside the concourse area. I'm sure you'll see them. It'll be good just to get them familiarised with the rest of the fan base, because they are going to be another Gateshead FC team out there. We're going to have a big push on player sponsorship, as if like the normal first team does, in the ladies team. So you can sponsor a player once the teams are announced. That'll be another big way. We've had talks about potentially doing a 24-hour football match.
Yeah, that was mentioned last week. That'd be
good if we could get that streamed as well, so you can donate whilst watching the stream. That was something we talked about today, which we would hope to get involved in. And from a foundation point of view, we're all going to be doing. It's not just a one-off thing. We're hoping to take this further so that we can compete under the Gateshead FC banner in Britain, in leagues, in competitions with fellow disability teams up and down the country. And I feel like this is just the start of things to come, hopefully.
To say that I'll just say this and then make it just say it's another string to the bow. We would say how far we've come in such a short space of time since we all know what happened. To have a ladies team and now moving on to having this and having a disability team is just showing you how much the club is growing and reaching out.
100%. Like I say, we'll get on the other stuff with the foundation as well after we speak about Inspired, but it's great that they felt comfortable to come on board with the foundation and the club. We're building relationships there that are going to take the club to the next level. And I think we're learning as a club that we are a hub of the community, And I feel like since we've become fan-led and local business-led, it's really had that feel to it, which, of course, I've always had a great relationship when like Graham Wood was in charge. This time we've got to go out there and do it ourselves. And I feel like as a foundation, and a shout out to the trustees as well who work non-stop to get these links and make sure that these links are out there. And I feel like we're getting to a point now where we're starting to see a bit of growth and the names out there a lot more. And I think that coincides with the feeling inside the stadium as well. Even before results flew up at the start of the season, it did feel a much more community feel to things. And you do, what I notice as well on a match day is you do see a lot more families there now. And I feel like with the work the foundation's doing, the club's doing, and just the overall match day experience, that can be a good way to start, seeing all the young lads and lasses coming to see the Gateshead and hopefully being the number one team is what you want.
Definitely.
I mean, midweek games, we always struggled. Nearly 900 there on Tuesday. I think the previous Tuesday we had a game was something similar, and getting over 1,000 on a Saturday. So things are starting to go up, and that's got to have something to do with the community-based theme in the club. It's got to have, in my opinion, it does anyway.
Yeah, I think it works hand in hand. I think if you're inside the community as well and enjoying the football club, then it comes to a point where you want supporters there that aren't going to come just when we're doing well. Because at the moment, we've got to capitalise on the good performances we are doing, but we've also got to build a platform where the services we're doing in the community is then reflected in fans being brought on. So that would be one for the future.
I mean, obviously, when the foundation, got put in place, it coincided with the pandemic starting, and it was kind of I'm not going to say baptism of fire, but the foundation was maybe drawn into things that it didn't think it was going to be drawn into. And, I know it wasn't done for a PR side, but it goes a long way when, people on social media was seeing Ben Clark, the Gated Tops out there, people doing things in the club, being seen to be active in helping the community when it wasn't about the football, it was about the community and everyone around here, and to make sure everyone was all right. And also on a mental health front as well, with the phone number that was out there. There were so many strings to that bow that were tied up straight away and were put into action that maybe you would think could probably take a little while. I think it put the foundation in a light that maybe elevated it a little bit quicker than what it would have just, reaching out initially. It got knee deep into the community right at the beginning.
Yeah, 100%. Like even just before the pandemic, we were lucky enough to get links with the Gateshead Food Bank, and before one of the home games, we had a big, massive food collection, and I don't think we knew how big it was going to take off and how well the fan base would respond, and the Gateshead Foundation would, the food bank, sorry, were over the moon with how much food was brought in by the fan base. They said it was huge, and that's one thing we are still going to do. We had 3 dates slotted in, and due to COVID and the FA Cup and that, we haven't managed to get that done yet. But that's definitely one thing we're going to be doing upcoming. And there's a few things, like Ben and doing such a good job, and the other coaches are on board. We're now in 6 schools in the Gateshead area.
So it's fantastic. I know that was always a big thing ever since I've been a Gateshead fan. The club wanting to get into schools, and whether it was a case of getting it done or not having the resources to get it done, having it now in place is just, as I say, we keep saying it. There's so many positives at the moment, and but it all goes down to the hard work of the people behind the foundation. People like yourself and the trustees.
Yeah, the whole trustees, I list them all off, but they probably wouldn't want a thing, but the work they do, behind the scenes, they put in the hard yards, the tender meetings, they apply for grants, they get things done. Like I say, the walking football sessions, they've been very successful. We've got 4 on now in the area.
We're not selling out. Every time you look, they're full.
Yeah, they're very busy. And the good thing is for me is we're getting different people in of all ages for the open ones, and then the select ones, we're getting people who are coming in for the first time maybe, and they're feeling comfortable. And the good thing for me was I seen 2 people who were seeing the walking football then in the crowd. You know what I mean? And it's something that you hadn't. It's all about one community and one big fan base, and that's what you know, getting people out there, getting healthy, you know, having exercise, walking football. And I know it's just walking, it sounds silly, but when you do it, it's tough, you know. It's not easy. Yeah,
You do
the
not have to
junior,
I think your first touch is as bad as mine.
but yeah, the junior heat club as well. You'll notice that's on again this Saturday. You know, so for any young kids who are massive Gateshead fans, or even if they're not, you know, they just want to play football. They get a good coaching session with Ben. You know, I've seen him work. He's brilliant at what he does. And that's on every Saturday. You know, you can just go on our website, the Gateshead Foundation website, and you can register there and get that done before match day on a Saturday. So the kids can go have a training session with Ben, and then hopefully come watch the lads at 3:00. You know, and when I was a kid, you know, we went. I just turned up the matches, and we had that on top. You know, it'd be brilliant, and I feel like that would be for the young Heat Army coming through. That would be perfect.
It is. It's as I say, you mentioned that the club's planting seeds, and was starting to see things flourish from that, and that's, someone might be watching now and going, well, it was only 2 people come along, but if you're doing that each month, each year, it keeps building up, and as I say, while you join us here, ready, waiting for the second half. The teams aren't back out yet, but the Gateshead substitutes are warming up. Mike Williamson's back out, warming up. I wouldn't say it's a vigorous warm-up, but he has got his boots on now. So maybe will there be a change here in the second half? Stay with us. We'll let you know as soon as we know. But Mike Williamson, he's trotting about there at the moment, isn't he? He's doing laps. So whether he's getting the blood flowing in the legs, ready to come on for the second half.
I'm going to suggest that is a one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's starting to ramp it up a little bit. So dare I say, Carl Magne possibly coming off. It's the only player I could think, unless Story took a knock. But we'll as soon as we know, you will know. So Mark, we just had a little chat there with our counterparts at BBC Radio Newcastle. They're a little bit shocked as well by the 2 substitutions early on, but you can't argue they've got a result from it.
It's got them back in the game.
Got them dividends, should I say? Yeah,
it's made them look more solid. I would certainly say that defensively they've looked, maybe not defensively, midfield they've looked more solid. Defensively, Gateshead haven't got in behind them as much, but that's because they've had possession a little bit more. In terms of Southport, had more possession, I should say. Gateshead just need to take control again in midfield. You know, just get in possession. I look at the bench. You've got options to come on. I think if it comes to someone holding on to the ball a bit better, maybe Conor Malley coming on could be an option at some point in the second half.
Just to interrupt you there. Jack Hunter's going through quite a vigorous warm-up as well. So don't know if we could say double change, or if they don't know, maybe they're going to do a substitution in the second half, see how a certain player's getting on, and that's the option because they both can play centre-back. So we'll see here. The ball boys are back out, getting into position. All we need is
went and sat down.
He has. So there we go. There we go. So
Mike has still got.
He's still got his tracksuit bottoms on, but he is sitting down now. Yeah. Well, we'll soon know. We'll soon know. Big thank you to everyone that has listened in this afternoon. Thank you for staying with us. We will be bringing you full match commentary down at Chorley.
Sorry, we're on clothing watch here, but Mike has just taken his top off.
Oh, yeah. So it does look like Mike Williamson is going to be coming on here in the second half. So Monday, we will be bringing you full match commentary down at Chorley. They'll be in the same place on YouTube and on Facebook. Do tell your friends. We hope you can make it down to the game, but if you can't, for either work, family commitments, or that dreaded COVID, we will be there to bring you the full match commentary. So please do join us, like and subscribe so you don't miss a notification of when we go live with the build-up down there on Monday. And Gateshead are back out, so is Southport. And, Mike has put his training top back on, but he's
the fact that he's put his...
He's ready to go. He's just got to take that training top off, ready to go to come back onto the pitch. And just looking at Magne there, he seems to be moving all right. He's putting himself through a little few manoeuvres there. Yeah, I think looking at the players out there at the moment, is the one that's testing his joints, isn't he? I think it's the best way to describe it. So we'll see if there's going to be a change. But at the moment, it looks like we'll be kicking off with the same lineup as the first half. And Gator will be shooting towards the Felon end, and Southport in light blue and dark blue will be shooting towards the Tyne River. Remember, fully interactive. You can send us messages here on the Heed Army podcast. For a big thank you to Barry Lee, Darren Walton, Emily Farkas, Sheena Murphy. So thank you to everyone that has got in touch with us today. And we're underway as Ollie lays the ball to Bailey. Tinkler. Nice little flick there to Ward. Tackle on Ward. Ball goes back to Hansen. Magnate wins the ball, but the ball's put back over the top. There's a foul on Tinkler there. There was Watson backing into him.
I know which one that was.
It certainly was. Well, now, yeah. Well, we're going to take this free kick here, just near the dugout. The goalkeeper's coming all the way out here, Marshall, to take this one. You don't realise how big Marshall is when he comes over this side of the pitch. Obviously, the opticals of him being further away makes him look not that big. Free kick to Southport there. Carberry went down.
Dave, with all due respect, everyone's trying to be big to me, mate.
Yeah, I know. I was just on a side note, if anyone likes to know about Northeast non-league, Northeast football from the beginning of the football league involving all the Northeast teams, myself and Mark and a friend of ours, Gavin Webster, have a new podcast called Hotbed. This is Gavin's podcast. We're helping out on it. So if you'd like to have a search for that, we're involved in that. And a little bit of advertisement there. But at hand at the moment, it's National League North action. Gateshead 2, Southport 1. We're in the second half. And Southport trying to get the ball forward as Niall Watson has the ball, lays it off to Walton. He has to take it towards the corner flag. And Ollie had to put it out on the far side there just to make sure to throw into Southport.
This is where the mentality that Gateshead has shown throughout the season has to come into play. You know, we talk about this focus and concentrating on the next training session and the next game. It's that sort of mentality has to come in here. You know, stay cool, stay calm, keep doing the things that have got you in the position you're in this season. Mike Williamson
he's still stretching, isn't he? But we'll wait for this long throw to come in here from Farm, and in it comes. Bailey, the man ahead it clear. Dinked back up into the box, but header won by a Southport player, but he couldn't guide it goalwards. Now put to the far side of the box, nobody there. That's going to go out for a throw in to Gateshead.
Flat start, isn't it?
Yeah,
Already 3 minutes in.
Just waiting for it to come back into life. Taylor Charters, who's on loan from Carlisle United, was initially a month stay and it's been extended at the end of the season, thankfully. Doing very well. As Bailey heads the ball forward, Carberry brings it down, but the foot race, he was going to lose out there to.
It's a good ball, you know.
It was. Oh. Anson there read it and cleared it. So Magny gets it to Bailey. Bailey puts it over the top, and Anson, no nonsense, just nods that out for a throw in here on the right hand side.
Again, it's that ball, isn't it?
Yeah. Campbell inside to Ollie, to outside to Langstaff. Now Campbell has the ball and puts it through players' legs. Then Dan Ward couldn't get there, but now Campbell wins the ball back. Langstaff cuts it across. Put out for a corner. It had to be.
Campbell's picked up enough here.
He has. Well, it's not what we want to see. He's on his hands and knees at the moment. He must be stinging at the. Chris Bell's up. Referee hasn't given the call to come onto the pitch. Well, Ollie's going over to the corner. Campbell's still down. He's up now. Well, he's on one knee. Must have just stung a little bit, that one there. Yeah, he's moving all right.
He's smiling.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it's a short one on if he wants it. He's not interested though.
Ball comes in. Keeper was being fouled there. He couldn't move. And it's a free kick to Southport. It's not often you see a keeper hemmed in like that, is it?
No, it's a bit of a 80s and 90s tactic now. Block the keeper in, but it nearly worked. I mean, I'm not massively convinced he was blocked in too much there, but there we go.
Yeah, he didn't actually make a move for unless that's what the foul wasn't given for, but he didn't make a move to go for it, so he wasn't blocked technically. But that was a nasty clatter on the ankles there of Kedwin Scott, and the referee. I think he's going to have a word with the player now.
It's not the first time it's happening.
No, he's just letting his Thorm get away with that. Well, wait for this free kick to come in. Kedwin Scott, much like Campbell, back up onto his feet, walking a little bit gingerly there. I think he'll be all right. Yeah, he's trotting over now to get up towards the forward line. Well, Ollie, he's going to put this in. He's about 10 yards inside the Southport half, puts it towards the edge of the box. Big men are up there. Ball's going to fall. Can it fall to a Gator player? Didn't. Anson, no nonsense, puts it out. And I mentioned in the first half, if I think it was Doyle that eventually got took off, but they're just putting it out, no nonsense now. They don't want the pressure, do they?
They don't. They're not taking risks, which they were first half. Just a quick one, Concert have gone 2-0 up in that playoff, so it looks like they will be joining Everton and Dunstan and the like in the Northern Premier League East next season.
Well, North East football thriving at the moment. Can Gator join them in the promotion celebrations as Scott has the ball go out for a throw in there. It was a poor ball, but the defender did well to put it out. Now we wait for Kedwin Scott. He's going to take another long throw here. I see we've
still not connecting people in the box.
Unless we're going to see some late runs in here. In comes the ball. Bailey with the header over the bar. It's funny that we never knew he had that in his arsenal all season. It's a great throw. It's just a shame that he can't get on the end of his own throws.
It is.
It's Mason with a fantastic goal kick there. Flying up towards the left-hand side, and Taylor Charters keeps it in. It's a Story. Story calmly plays back Marshall, who's under pressure.
All right.
And out it goes for a throw-in on the far side.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Concert getting up, and obviously that was final disappointment last season.
Yeah.
In that East Division, I'm sure they'll do well there.
Especially after losing the manager as well mid-season. Carried on the good work that was done before. As we're going to see another long throw from Farm here.
Challenge.
Headed back there. Need to get the second ball and clear it. It's going to fall to Oliver. Oliver dinks it over towards Watson. Appeals for handball on Tinkler there. Would have been harsh, but Tinkler does well to win the ball back from Watson. Sees it out for a goal kick.
Now, the player just pushes
in the back
with two hands. The referee just goes over and says, "Do that again."
50 winning number 1137. Please check your winnings 37.
Goal kick taken short. Marshall now plays the ball up the pitch. Tinkler, nearly bounced through for Edwin Scott. Headed forward by Story. It's going to get up to
brilliant.
Good stuff from Macaulay Langstaff. Controls it, brings it down. He needs some support. Now Campbell on the edge of the box. Still going, goes the shot. Kicker plucks it out the air. So a little bit more power on that, and the keeper would have been in trouble.
Yeah, you can see what he was thinking there. Just that little outside of the foot, trying to bend it on the keeper, but just couldn't get enough on it.
Well, there you go. Mike Williamson screaming at Kedwin Scott to keep the pressure on from the front. There's the ball is at the back with Story to Marshall, who clears the ball up the pitch towards Scott, but he didn't get the header. Oliver keeps it in. Nice turn on the far side, but the Gator defence is there to block it. Now they come away with the ball. It's Taylor Charters plays it to Kedwin Scott. Nice little play to Taylor Charters, and the tackle there just took it away from Charters. And Oliver trying to keep the ball in the far side does. Is down the lane. Archer battling with Story. Still has the ball at his feet. Archer down towards the corner flag. Plays it off Story, but Story can pick up the second ball and clear it to Campbell. A lot of pressure from Southport there. Needless mistake from Dan Ward not to find a teammate, and Taylor Charters intercepts the ball again, but it falls to Hammy. Hammy lays it off on the far side. Now it's going to be crossed into the box. Oh, headed out by Tinkler, and you can just sense that Southport are enjoying themselves now a little bit on the ball as Carberry tries to cut in, couldn't get past Longstaff, who's back on defensive duties.
Yeah, Taylor Charters, that's far too easy. You know, it's not even it's just a little touch from the Southport player on the right hand side there, and it's gone past them with no difficulty whatsoever.
None at all. Just goals around the league. Telford 1, Boston 1, Curzon National 0, Leamington 2, Gateshead 2, obviously Southport 1. Kidderminster are winning 2-0 away to Guiseley, and now not many goals around the National League North at the moment. But the important one to look at the moment, Brackley 0, Blythe 0. Tinkler managed to clear the ball, but only as far as a blue shirt, and
they need some energy here.
They do, just need to. Oliver does well to guard the ball, plays back to Farm. Farm plays it forward, Bailey picks it up. Now Macaulay Langstaff, good first touch. He's got Campbell on his right, who he gives it to. Campbell plays the ball through, nice run. Can Langstaff cut it back across? He can, but by the time he got there, he couldn't get the energy in it to pass it back right across, and the keeper just scoops that up.
Just off balance by the time he got there. I think that little sprint just taken him off balance at the last minute. Good ball from Campbell as well, just a little bit less on it.
Well, you see, we've seen a good couple of touches from Langstaff at the minute, holding the ball up and bringing players into play. That's what we need to see more of, as Bailey wins the header. Kedwin Scott comes back to help out, gets it forward now. Can Dan Ward drive with the ball? Runs into a blue shirt, but it deflects to Ollie. Now with Kedwin Scott, who tries to play it down the line and intercepted. Charters wins the ball and appeals for a foul. Charters is down in a heap, and Southport come forward on the left-hand side here now, as Walton gets past Tinkler, but he gets back to cover it with Ollie. Now Carberry has the ball. This is back to Walton. Walton back to Carberry. Good passing from, and that wasn't from Southport, as the ball goes through to Marshall. And Taylor Charters is down at the moment. And luckily for Gateshead, that if he is kind of continue, there's a left back on the bench.
I think what you've possibly seen there is the follow-throughs made the connection with Taylor. It was a strong challenge, a really strong challenge, but got the ball. But I think it is just a follow-through that's made connection.
Well, friend of the commentary and sometimes on the commentary was Charlotte Potts. Good to not be at the match. Listen on the way to London. Come on, lads. Another 2 goals, please. Well, let's just hopefully Taylor Charters can continue, but he is down at the moment. And at the moment, Gateshead do have a left back on the bench on loan from Hull City, and Matty Jacob. He's a good left back, scored some decent goals as well, some headers this season, as he sprints down the line to warm up. And I think we might be going to see Matty Jacob introduced here, because Charters is still down.
Dixon slamming the bench here, made that noise, if anyone heard it.
Disgusting from the BBC.
Come in here and take over us.
I know. Yeah, it's Charters is still down.
And that was me.
Yeah, that was some mark there. I think we've
dropped my mobile phone trying to keep an eye on what was happening elsewhere.
Well, he's facing the pitch to come back on at the moment. We'll have to see how he does, how his movement is. This was obviously happy for him to get back involved. Referees bringing Charters back on now. Downward, chasing the ball through, chasing through the keeper. Now Charters has eventually entered back onto the pitch as Mason has the ball in his hands. Kicks it off the ground though. As the Ball comes. Oh, no communication between Magny and Marshall there. He should have just let that bounce into Marshall's hands. And they throw on the far side, and Farmer's going to come over and take another long throw.
This has been the start of the second half. I thought I would see from Gateshead. It's
A little cagey.
yeah, it has been. Yeah, a little bit nervy, a little bit cagey. Things going wrong. It could be time to look to that bench, I think.
Well, in comes the throw. It's a long one right in there, and it's bounced in the box. It hasn't been cleared yet. Ollie tries to poke it clear only as far as a blue shirt, and now Watson puts it back towards the far post. Marshall comes out and fists it clear. Fantastic.
Not the worst ball.
And now the ball forward for Kedwin Scott to chase onto, but Carberry was there. Now Oliver can play it forward to Farm on the right-hand side. How many plays down the line for Anson? Anson, the captain, is up there like a winger at the minute, the big centre-back, and he wins a throw-in for his troubles.
Okay, I need a spark here.
I think that Southport are gaining in confidence, and you're seeing the centre-backs getting really high up the pitch, and just a little bit of concentration, a few players pushing on, and Gateshead will be able to catch them on the break. But in comes the ball here, headed across goal. Oh, and that was a foul on Bailey, I thought there. Referee didn't see it. Hasn't been cleared yet. Gateshead holding the ball up in the box. Now Bailey can clear it up the pitch. And Southport picking up all the double balls. Second ball, sorry. And it's went out for a throw into Gateshead just to relieve some pressure there.
This is where Gateshead need the Greg Ollies, Nolan Baileys of this world to start making the ball stick, to start keeping that ball in midfield, keep possession, just alleviate. Not that they're under constant pressure, but just alleviate this little rough spell that they're going through.
Quickly throw there over the top, but the header's intercept.
Like that don't help.
No.
There's no need to play that as quick.
Well, now Tinkler has the ball back at his feet, plays inside to Ollie. Ollie plays the ball forward. Was he fouled? Yes, he was on the halfway line. And yeah, took a whack in the thigh there, I think, Ollie.
Credit to Southport, by the way, because they've recovered from what was an absolutely abysmal start. And I think they have done what I said, which is dropped a little bit deeper just to nullify that ball in behind.
Well, they had to, and I mean, obviously it's a cliche, but the way things were going in the first 10 minutes, it could have been a cricket score if they hadn't have done something to change that. As Bailey puts the ball forward for the run of Kedwin Scott. Got the ball down, dead ball line. Can he cross it in? That's a penalty. Surely the referee doesn't give anything. He was clattered down there. And it's a goal kick. Well,
wow.
Titan, we have stand up in arms here. I called a penalty because it looked cast iron to me. But wow, the referee didn't even have to wave it away because he didn't do anything. Story wins the header. It's going to go over the top here. Oh, nice shoulder from Kedwin Scott. Oh, was he fouled there? He was.
Just kicked the ball away as well.
Yeah. Carberry is going to be called back here by the referee, I think. Well, he was gesturing with his hand to Carberry to come over, but he isn't doing it now. Well, this is about 25 yards out, right-hand side of the D. Greg Ollie territory if I've ever seen it.
I think quite some strike to beat Cam Mason from here, but if any player in this league can do it.
Well, Story isn't going up. And I think Blythe scored. We're going to find out. Yes, they have. Blythe Spartans have scored. And Gateshead have a free kick here. In it comes. Can it come full? Oh, keeper gets it there, and that gives Gateshead a little bit of breathing room as it stands live, as the live league table stands. It is very good signs for Gateshead. Can it stay this way? If it does, the championship could be clinched on Monday. But there's a lot of football to be played here, and neither result is at a full time. 20 minutes into the second half. All to play for. And
guess who it was?
JJ O'Donnell. Well,
Has a Supply Spartans goal ever been cheered as much at the International Stadium, David?
never in my life would you have ever imagined Gateshead. JJ O'Donnell chance to ring out. Will that still be the case at full time as Gateshead now drive forward with the ball from Macaulay Langstaff?
Go at him.
He's on the right hand side of the box. He's still going and it's put out there for a corner. Great striving stuff.
Just a quick one as well. It was an overhead kick by the sound of it.
Wow. It's all
Dave, you
happening.
can't open cans, man. We're not
I
finished
know
yet.
it's a can of. I wish it was a can of beer. Gateshead have a corner. JJ O'Donnell. It's Greg Ollie is going to take it. In comes the corner. Goalkeeper didn't quite get there to it. It's been cleared though, out towards the left hand side, sorry, and Ollie just lets that bounce out. Clever stuff. Yeah, the keeper did well there. I don't know if he's hurt his hand though in the process. He did go through a crowd of people to get a fist on that. Keeper is not in a good state here with his hand. Yeah, keeper is, you can see he's holding his hand. Well,
Just get something.
to throw in on the far side. He's still, yeah. I don't know if he's hurt a finger there. It's making him hold it and grip it. Don't know if he's dislocated it and put it back in, but Campbell has the ball now. Can he go for a shot? He's on the edge of the box. He's going to go for it now. Oh, past the post. He's towards the top right-hand corner. And that keeper he is really gripping his finger there, isn't he? Well, we've got some messages here. Overhead kick from JJ apparently. Blythe winning 1-0. Jack Todd, thank you very much for your messages. Send them in. I never celebrated a Blythe goal. Just celebrated a Blythe goal. I feel dirty. Brackley losing. I knew it would be JJ. Well, it's not over yet, but the signs are looking good as Carl Magny clears the ball up the pitch. It's going to fall to Ward. Ward's first touch takes him away from players. He's driving with the ball. Gets it out to Kedwin Scott on the right-hand side. Oh, lovely bit of trickery from Scott. Can he get the ball into the box, though? Needs some support. Gets it to Dan Ward. Oh, nice stuff. Back to Kedwin Scott. Shot come cross into the keeper's hands at the near post. Well, my heart's racing and we haven't even had anything happen here, Mark.
You know, again, I know it's an important goal for Gateshead, but what a big goal that could be for Spartans as well.
Oh, well, that would more or less secure National League North football for next season at Croft Park. I don't think many Gateshead fans would be too unhappy about that if things go our way. But Southport have a throw in here on the far side, halfway inside the Gateshead half. They're held up. Walton tries to take the ball over the top for Harmony, who puts the ball in, headed clear by Ryan Bailey, who did go clear. Now Gateshead managed to clear it. It fell to a blue shirt, and Taylor Charters puts the ball up to the right-hand side to left-hand side, even to Macaulay Langstaff. It wasn't hit hard. It was struck with like a nice little spin on it, wasn't it? But just wouldn't stay in. Well, now that goal at Brackley for Blythe Spartans gives Gateshead at least a little bit of breathing room, even if there's an equaliser. A draw wouldn't be a bad result for Gateshead.
Yeah, but they won't see it like that. They'll see it as, with 2 goals ahead, and
yeah,
it would be a bad result in that sense. And I
well,
think Gateshead have still got to look after themselves.
They certainly have. They've had to put the ball out for a corner here.
If there is anything we know about, I don't want to talk about Brackley too much, but if there's anything we know about them, they will keep going and going and going.
Definitely.
So Gateshead have got to look after themselves, get the 3 points here, and protect what they've got first and foremost. Forget what's going on down there.
Definitely. Well, it's going to be Michael Carberry's going to go over, take the corner here. He's not in any rush. We're halfway through the second half. 22 minutes remain.
So you can see exactly where this is going, by the way.
This is going to be whipped into the
6 players around.
Yeah, right towards the goal line here. In it comes towards the 6-yard box. It's been headed clear by Magnet. There's a tumble. Was there a foul there? Referee says no. Well, now there's a few players down, head injury. Yeah, there's 4 players down, 2 Gateshead players, 2 Southport players, and both physios come running on. Full-blooded from both sets of players there to win the ball. Committed. I'm trying to see who's down there. Is it Magnet? No, it's not Magnet. It's
Story and Bailey.
Story and Bailey.
No, take it back. Not it. No, Story's up, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it might be Taylor Charters. No, Taylor Charters is still up. We went for every player. By process of elimination, we should have got it, Mark. But
I'm going to go Tinkler.
Yeah. No, Tinkler's next to the referee.
No. Great commentator.
It's Edwin Scott.
It is.
Got there in the end. I just had to look around the pitch. Well, we're seeing Chairman New and Old sat along from us here in the stand, both with a smile on their face at the moment, and Graham Wood and Neil Pinkerton.
Look, it's at the stage now where even if Brackley did hit back, if Gateshead can take the 3 points and take a
win it Chorley, then it, unless a bar of catastrophe on the way on goal difference, then Gateshead are a good chance of being up. And well, back up on his feet, all the Gateshead players and the Southport players, may I add. And it's going to be a free kick or drop ball to Gateshead here inside their own box.
Probably one of the biggest shocks in North East Northern football this season. Durham are actually winning.
Wow. Yeah, they've had a torrid time. We've seen some score lines like you don't really like to see in football happen to Durham this year, but if they can go out with a win.
Back underway here, but just another goal in that East Division playoff final. Mosque United have beaten Stockton 1-0.
Wow. Well, Gateshead win the ball back in midfield, headed forward. It's going to be picked up by Dan Ward, if you can see. Oh, I thought he was going to pass it to Campbell, try to get it through to Macaulay Langstaff. Now it's been cleared up the pitch. Story, lovely header. Now Ollie chips it on. Anson wins the header. It's been poked over to Thorm. Thorm gets it up to Oliver. Oliver keeps it in with the back of his head. Taylor Charters clears the ball and turn up the pitch. I think he had a bit more time than he realises. Archer brings it down well. Now on the edge of the box, and Gateshead win the ball back. They had to.
Switch it.
That's it. Now the ball's going forward. Beautiful ball to Edwin Scott. He needs some support though. He's down here on the right-hand side of the box. Going to drive into the box. He's doing a bit of trickery. He's still going. He's still got the ball. Can he find a teammate? He can't lay it off to Ollie. Ollie goes to the shot. Always rising as soon as it left his boots. But what a ball. And Edwin Scott did really well there.
Anson at the back for them. He's struggling. He's looking towards the bench. I think we're going to see another sub.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like they're bringing on number 10, George Newell. And that looks
for a top end of the pitch.
Well. I think they're sacrificing a defender to get the ball up the pitch, yeah. As the other Doyle makes way now, Chris Doyle. And George Newell will go up top, so I think we can see quite safely what Southport's game plan is going to be here. They've got 4 men up top.
They've got to go for it.
Yeah. The ball's played long. Newell tried to get in there to win the ball. Wins it that time, but Archer lays it off to Hamney. Hamney puts the ball in there, and Archer gets the header off. He rose like a salmon. Guided at goalwards, but straight into Marshall's chest.
Substitution for Southport was number 13, Chris Doyle leaving the pitch, replaced by number 10, George Newell.
Well, Marshall just taking his time. Powerful kick up the pitch there. Can get to pick up the second ball. They can. Oh, and Ward played it off Bailey.
Communication again.
Gateshead clear the ball up the pitch. Campbell, it's a bit of a hot potato at the minute, the ball for Gateshead. Archer brings the ball down, but Gateshead can clear it. Up to lovely bring down by Macaulay Langstaff. Tries to pick out the run of Kedwin Scott, who looks quite tired now.
I was going to say maybe time for Paul Black.
Jack Hunter. I think we might see Dan Ward come off here and just shore up that midfield a little bit more defensively. But Southport have the ball now. They're going to cross it in, played off the back of Taylor Charters.
Easy again.
Story gets the ball, but he's slipped. It hasn't been cleared yet. Now it's been put across into the box, headed away by Tinkler.
No, it's not foul there.
That's not a foul. And now Gateshead can try and bring this ball away as Kedwin Scott, of course, come off a. We'll let it go out for the sub there.
You might be right. You might have called it right, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
Nobody can.
Kedwin Scott. So yeah, I think we might just see Macaulay Langstaff go up by himself with Ollie and Campbell just behind him, and then you're going to have Hunter sitting deep with Bailey just to protect the defence.
He's had a great game, Kedwin.
He's got a goal. Yeah. And Bailey just moves forward a little bit, and Hunter's just going to slot into that spot. Cleared by Anson's going to go for a throw in between the dugouts. Well, Bailey receives the ball back to Tinkler. Tinkler tries to get it forward. Cleared by Southport. Newell tried to bring it down. Taylor Charters clears the ball up the left-hand side, but Farm's there to hook it clear again. And they're going long, pumping it up. The keeper, edge of his box, claims it. And Marshall. Well, we know what Hunter can bring to the side, and it looks as if Bailey has been moved a little bit further forward, but we know when tracking back, he will put the defensive duties in. Up towards Greg Ollie. Anson wins the header. Just falls to a blue shirt and Hamney.
I think what would disappoint me most is that Southport will win a lot of the second balls here.
They are. It just seems that they've got that little bit more intensity when the ball's just about to go loose, or when the ball, as I say, the second ball goes, they're waiting for the bounce, they're in there. I wouldn't say Gateshead are trying the little flicks, but they're just not getting there. That's the... Oh, Gateshead have the throw here. Tinkler. It's to Bailey. He's dispossessed. Launched up the pitch long here, but Story wins the header, but it's back up. George Newell brings that down really well, turns, plays it out to Niall Watson. Watson's got Walton on the overlap. Can he cross the ball in? He can, but it's not very good, and behind it goes.
Again, the warning signs there, Gateshead just haven't quite adjusted to this new shape yet. And you saw it there where, he's gone on the overlap, and Gateshead just haven't read it. Tinkler's been drawn into a 2v1.
Well, Tinkler's playing very high at the moment. Almost like a right winger. Well, Magny's urging the players to keep the shape and get higher up the pitch. Headed forward. Magny goes at Archer. Magny wins the ball. Pings off Bailey, though. Well done, Robbie Tinkler. Gets back, wins the ball. He's given a free kick. I don't know what for. Well, free kick here. 30 yards out, about 5 yards from the left-hand touchline. Josh Hamney on the ball. All the big men are up on the far side of the box. In it comes towards the penalty spot. Up in the air, hasn't been cleared yet. Ollie now hoofs it up towards Langstaff, who nods it on. He's turned, he's beat his man. He's chasing the ball down. Can he finish it? 1-on-1. Oh, lovely. He pulled it back. He's still not done yet. Oh, and the keeper has to save with his legs. Wow. Well done, Macaulay Langstaff. What a little nod to turn round and chase onto it. Just unfortunately couldn't finish it. Good recover and play.
Maybe should have played that to Dan Ward,
Oh, well, Gateshead have a throw in. Robbie Tinkler. There's not much movement in front of him. Referee's telling him to hurry up with the throw. Gets it to Ollie, back to Bailey. Tinkler, sorry. Tinkler now puts it in. Finds Macaulay Langstaff. Can he turn? Oh, I think he thought Tinkler was going to run along the line. Getting that excited, getting the names wrong there. I said it was Bailey, it was Tinkler. Entering the final 10 minutes now here at Gateshead International Stadium. Gateshead 2, Southport 1. Blythe are winning 1-0 away to Brackley. That's all to play for. Magny with a good header, but it falls to a blue shirt once again. Gateshead sitting quite deep here at the moment. George Newell picks up the ball on the far side of the box, pulls it back across. Hunter nods it out for a throw-in on the far side. And Gateshead just soaking up a bit of pressure. Very nerve-wracking.
So as it stands, the lead is 5.
Yes. So wait this cross to come in. Hamney's got space to put it in, but his cross wasn't very good, and it's been cleared out for another throw-in on the far side.
I don't like how many times they get the ball.
Yeah, Gateshead just seemed to have run out a little bit of energy here. Ball launched into the box again. It's been... it's going to fall to... Ollie's there just to ping it away. And Ollie's in... Macaulay Langstaff's in a foot race. Keeper's come out. He's launched it away there. He had to come off his line. Ball's going to bounce out for a throw-in to Gateshead. Well, the offside flags went up. Is it going to be the free kick or the throw-in?
He's made a movement towards the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
He's going to give the throw-in. We'll wait for this. Taylor Charters down the left-hand side there. Nodded forward by Southport. Hunter wins the header. Ollie brings it down. Tries to play down the line and out it goes for a throw and a groan from the Tyne and Weir stand there. Gateshead sitting very narrow in midfield now. Flat back 4. Very cautious of the long balls coming in. So throw's been downlined. Niall Watson, dispossessed by Story, does really well. Gets it to Dan Ward. Dan Ward over the top. Is that going to fall? Anson and a crucial header to intercept, but Langstaff isn't given any ground there. Now Campbell wins it back. He drives into the ball, lays it off to Ollie. Ollie lays it across now. Can Bailey finish it? He can! It's 3-1! Gateshead have probably racked up the 3 points, you would say here. Oh! Wow! We needed something from Gateshead there.
Is that it? Is that it?
Oh!
What a finish that is, by the way, from Owen Bailey. You mentioned, to be fair, David, don't get a lot of credit, but wow, you said it. When he gets forward, he's got a chance of getting into the area and getting chances, and he's just proved you right. What a finish that is. First time that right foot just arced into that far corner.
It was
Mason with no chance.
It was placed into the back of the net. The keeper's hand couldn't get near it.
By the way, quick credit, Adam Campbell in the build-up, the tenacity there to win that ball. Fantastic from him. Just kept it nice and they kept the pressure on the defence. And we're going to see Paul Blackett back as well. One of the bonuses is.
Well, it is. Well, there we go. We're going to see Dan Ward come off. He's put a great shift in. He scored the first goal. Fantastic stuff here from Gateshead. Gateshead won the ball back. It was the 2 players. Langstaff chasing it down. He was up there by himself. Campbell comes to support, wins the ball, drives into the box. Placed across the box. There was Bailey. And, well,
perfect timing that one. What a finish.
A beautiful, beautiful finish. And as you say, the icing on the cake to have Paul Blackett back involved in the action here this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, Dave, that was filtered through to Brackley and that'll hit them. Because they'll have been hoping things could have been kept alive. But that news don't doubt it whatsoever. That news will have filtered through down at St. James's Park. They'll know what's just happened here.
Well, don't count Brackley out. They know how to score goals as well as defend them. They don't score many, but they score enough. And now Gateshead clear the ball down the line.
So I was going to say before, and I didn't really get a chance, but Louis Story's been absolutely exceptional today, by the way. Absolutely exceptional.
He's been under pressure. He's been surrounded these last 10 minutes by 3 to 4 Southport players. And the Tyne Weir stand is erupting here. Everyone on the feet. Yeah, and the chairman. Now Blackett puts Farm under pressure. Does well. The Farm clears the ball over the top. Nothing City. Great strength.
Brilliant.
Great strength from
Brilliant
Lewis
again.
Story. Oh, well, Ian Smith's put get up sausage. Get up sausage indeed. Hold on, Blythe, says Emily Focus. Well, when we're winning 3-1 here and Blythe are winning 1-0 away with 5 minutes to go, the mind does tend to wander to what's happening down at St James's Park. Can Blythe hold on? This is the only time Gateshead fans will be praying for a Blythe win. Wow. Walton wins the header. Second ball to Tinkler, but he couldn't direct it. And out it goes for a throw into Gateshead.
Just over 5 left, under 5 here, plus injuries. You know, Gateshead really managed to be under pressure at times in the second half, but they've managed it fairly well.
Yeah.
You know, let's be honest again, I keep saying it, but Phil Marshall hasn't had too many saves to make in goal.
Apart from the goal, that obviously what he didn't get to, the other ones have went into his chest or his knees, where he's just had to scoop them up. But Blackett's holding the ball up in the corner flag. I thought he'd win a corner there. Nice stuff from Hunter, keeps the ball in play. Bailey. Oh, well, Hunter. Sorry, Tinkler gets there. Back kick there from Blackett to Macaulay Langstaff. I'm not excited. I'm losing my words at the minute.
Tell you what, if anyone's listening that isn't here and can get here next Saturday, no matter what happens on Monday, get yourselves to the International Stadium on Saturday, because there's going to be, if things go the way we want it to do, there's going to be an almighty party here.
Oh my word. This could be quite the 7 days. We said it before the game kicked off, even more so now.
But for all those people that worked hard in those times when the club looked like they were going under, the next 7 days, if things stay the way we want and go the way we want, next Saturday is for all of you. And, you know, if you're not here, get here, because it's going to be some day for this football club and for this town.
And if you want to find out what happens on Monday, please tune in. We'll have the full match commentary as Blackett chases this ball down with Anson. Anson just gets in front of him. Out it goes. Great pressure from Blackett, picking up where his teammates have done before.
See what Blackett's done there? He hasn't got in to make the challenge. He's just put enough pressure on just to force the error.
Gateshead is number 19, Kedwin Scott.
Kedwin Scott, man of the match there. Hard to disagree. Put in a hell of a performance and scored a goal. As Macaulay Langstaff gives it to Tinkler. Tinkler cuts inside. Dispossessed, but it falls to Hunter. Hunter's ball goes out to play for a throw-in.
He tried to steal about 30 yards.
He did there. Well, there'll be a cheer when the full-time whistle goes, but there'll be an even bigger cheer if we get the full-time whistle down at Brackley as the ball bounces all the way through to Marshall.
It would absolutely have to be JJ O'Donnell also, wouldn't it?
Oh,
I know there's a lot of former Gateshead players in that squad.
there certainly is. Yeah. You could almost forgive him for wearing the green and white now. That was a handball, surely by Archer, but the referee says play on. It's going to fall to blue shirt, but the ball come through to Charters, who had more time there, but he's put up towards the edge of the box.
I don't think that's a bad knock.
Well, it wasn't a bad knock, but foul, free kick to Gateshead. Take your time, take your time. And I don't see the big man coming up from the back for this one for some reason. Oh, wow, Mark. Well, I'm trying to control myself here. I'm shaking on the inside. You know, I'd forgive Gregor if he went for it here. Just
Get in the corner, sit on it.
45 yards out. It's going to lay it across to Hunter. Hunter controls it. Gives it to Macaulay Langstaff. Langstaff just Passing the ball to Hunter, and Hunter gets a touch because he's going to take it down to the corner flag there. Was he pushed? Goes out for a goal kick. And well, we're into the last minute here of the 90. You would imagine we'll see 3 minutes of added on time here.
Looks like Marsk United are going to be in the Northern Premier League Premier Division. They've just gone 2-0 up in that Teesside Derby in the East Division playoff final.
Well, we've seen what they could do against us this year. They give us a good run for our money in over two games. And no surprise. The only surprise was that they didn't go up as champions to me, but they've done it the hard way. The ball pinged across to the far side. Oliver on the ball now. Pumps it up into the box. George Newell trying to get past his man, and Marshall, calm as you like, catches it. That's it. That's the end of the 90 minutes. 5 minutes added on here.
It's a time for another goal, yeah. It's a shame that Marshall's just not laid back enough for me, is he?
Yeah, well, Emily Focus has put. My neighbours will be wondering why I'm screaming. Oh. Marshall with a long kick. Tinkler keeps it in. Now it's hoofed clear by the Southport defence. A lot of heads went up to the sky there after that ball went wayward from Southport.
I think that third goal's just killed them off, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You'd be shocked if we go back into this now. Very, very proud chairman.
It certainly is. Put in a lot of hard work with a lot of other people to get the club to being safe, let alone to this point. And now Southport back in possession, but the ball given away cheaply to Tinkler. Tinkler plays it. Oh, lovely ball to Macaulay Langstaff. Blackett's waiting in the middle. Oh, if only Blackett was about 4 foot higher, he might have had a chance for a diving header there. Well, it looks like we want to see another substitution from Gateshead here. We're going to see Connor Malley come on, and I think it's going to be for Macaulay Langstaff. It is. He's put a shift in today as well, by the way. Great stuff. Massive round of applause. The stands on its feet for number 7, Macaulay Langstaff. I'm going to say something now. If you thought the screams were loud a few weeks ago when Campbell scored, if we can get a win down at Chorley and everything stays as it is at the minute, I think I might break a few microphones and headphones and speakers, everything. Well, as Walton is down there injured, he's hobbling. The Southport players have put a shift in. Credit to the Southport players. They've made Gateshead work this afternoon.
They've recovered from that awful start. They've done so well in that sense. You know, it's been a remarkable turnaround for them.
And the ball goes out for a goal kick to Gateshead. We just want this clock to tick down. Cow Daly, my Portuguese neighbours understand the international language, and we're going to win the league. Screams absolutely buzzing. While Gateshead have got potentially 2 bites of the cherry if it stays as is down at St James's Park.
I think the way I look at it, 7 points from these last 3 games would wrap it up. That obviously has come down now if things stay the way they are.
Well, it's still playing at Brackley at the moment as Connor Malley wins the header but couldn't guide it anywhere. But the ball's going to come to Robbie Tinkler here. Plays it down the channel. Nodded back. Archer, who's dropped a bit deeper at the moment to try and get involved. Ball going to find its way across the far side to Oliver, who finds Watson.
Charlton's got better as the games went on, by the way.
He has. Oh, lovely tackle there from Ollie. Ollie drives with the ball. Now Connor Malley has the ball. Take it to the corner flag. He's cutting inside of it. I'll forgive him if he scores, but just...
There's 5 minutes being added on at
Brackley.
St James's Park.
Yeah.
Brackley.
Well, so there'll be a couple of minutes into that, you would imagine, at the moment.
You would imagine as well that'll be, if they can hold on. I think even a point would probably mean Spartans are just about safe.
Well,
and let's hope they're not in the same league as Gateshead next season.
Let's hope so. Well, you can just feel the nervous tension at the moment in the stand as it's singing at the back. We're at The rest of the stand is just,
Dave, even if they get a late equaliser, it's not enough. It's not enough for them.
yeah.
They need 3 points on that game. Let's make no bones about it. They need 3 points.
Well, dying moment here. Looks like York have probably secured. They've got a victory there to help try and get into the playoffs, secure their playoff place. 2-0 win away to Farsley, but still going here. There's now Southport try and build down the left-hand side. Carberry. There's ball down the line. Newell does well to get the ball. Magnier cultured elbow to the ribs, and that is full time here. We just wait for the full time result at Brackley, and wow, what a turnaround it could be here. Gateshead, 2 games remaining, potentially just 1 win to win the league. Can it happen on Monday at Chorley, but can it finish 1-0 to Blythe Spartans at Brackley? We wait nervously for the full-time whistle. But regardless of that, a strong performance from Gateshead. They had to dig deep at times, Mark, but they got the result they needed, and that's all that matters.
They've done their job. That's the big thing. They've done their job. That's what matters. Nothing else. As long as, and I said it at the start, as long as Gateshead take 7 to 9 points from these next 3 games, they are fine.
Certainly
They've
are.
got 3 of them.
Well,
they may not even need that now.
No. Well, if it stays like this, we just need 3 points to secure the championship on Monday or Saturday. Waiting nervously here, but the lads are getting a fantastic reception here as they leave the pitch. Handshakes and celebrations from the stand. Adam Campbell, Carl Magny, Taylor Charters, Lewis Story, they all make their way across the running track to the tunnel. Jack Hunter, Robbie Tinkler, Macaulay Langstaff, Ryan Bailey, Paul Blackett, Philip Marshall, Dan Ward, and the last player to leave the pitch will be Greg Ollie. And as we wait just for that full-time whistle, can Blythe Spartans help Gateshead? A sentence I never thought I would say this season, but it's a reality, and it's very, very close. There's nobody's leaving the stand at the moment. It's still 1-0. Oh, the nerves. And I think it hasn't come up on our screen yet. There's a chair behind us, but let's hope. But Mark, wow, what a season. It's, regardless of what happens down there at Brackley, this has been absolutely monumental.
Really, sorry, Dan, I'm trying to do a million things at once.
That's all right.
It really has. You're just waiting on that result coming through now.
We certainly are. It's finished Gloucester 1, Chorley 1.
Spartans, it's 94th minute out of 95 now. Spartans just made a sub from one.
And I think the result might have come through. There's cheers in the stand. I think people have got it before us. It looks as though Well, sorry about that. We did go off air. I don't know where we went, but Gateshead are 5 points clear. They only need 3 points to secure the championship. Join us on Monday, and we will bring you full match commentary down at Chorley.